PIN offers a solution. Our aim is to offer simple access to a global portfolio of high quality private companies to investors of all types and sizes. So it's been an active year, but we'll continue to look for ways in which to improve performance and shareholder outcomes.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Charlotte Morris, partner at Pantheon and lead manager of Pantheon International, or PIN. Charlotte, very good to speak with you. What have been the highlights during the financial year?
Yeah, hi Stephen, it's good to see you again. Well, we discussed in our half-year results that we'd agreed a number of strategic initiatives with the board to improve PIN's long-term performance. During the year, we've made pretty strong progress in executing on those. For example, we committed to becoming a more active seller of assets in the secondary market, and in May we announced the sale of a targeted portfolio of assets. That generated net proceeds of £224 million, at least 80%, so £180 million of these are being invested in share buybacks to enhance shareholder value. That targeted portfolio sale also allowed us to start reducing the number of underlying managers in PIN's portfolio to focus on those demonstrating consistent first and second quartile performance. Since the end of November 2025, the number of managers in PIN's portfolio has reduced from around 90 to 62 managers. Now, PIN provides investors with a portfolio of growing private companies, which we achieve through a combination of funds and individual company investments. As part of our refocused investment strategy, our aim is to achieve an equal mix of direct investments and funds over time. We believe that that mix will allow PIN to benefit from the diversification and consistent deployment approach offered by fund investments, and at the same time we'll be able to target specific individual investments that are attractive for PIN's portfolio in terms of company size, industry or geography. We've also made good progress on reducing PIN's cost base, most notably on the new manager's fee that's effective from the 1st of June. And finally, as part of enhancing our analytical capabilities and transparency, we've also published a value bridge for the second time, which provides greater insights into PIN's direct investments portfolio.
Tell us about your performance during the year, Charlotte.
So, during the year to 31st of May 2026, PIN's net asset value, or NAV, increased by 4.3%. Modest underlying valuation gains and investment income contributed to the NAV, and the secondary asset sale that I just mentioned impacted the NAV for the period. However, as I've said, the sale was a key component of implementing our enhanced investment focus and resetting the portfolio. PIN has continued to buy back its own shares in line with its capital allocation policy and to capture that value for shareholders. During this period, PIN invested £118 million in share buybacks, which was accretive to the NAV. And the share price increased strongly by 37.5%, outperforming the public market benchmarks over that same period. And that led to the discount narrowing from 40% to 21% during the financial year. PIN's continued its track record of being cash generative, and over the last 10 years, PIN has produced a total of £1.6 billion of net cash. The balance sheet is strong. PIN's net debt to NAV ratio was 9.2% at the period end, and we believe that's a prudent level of debt. We regularly stress test PIN's balance sheet to ensure that we maintain sufficient financial resources and liquidity to withstand a range of market conditions and stress scenarios.
Charlotte, I see the largest sector in PIN's portfolio is information technology. How have your private equity managers responded to the concerns about the impact of AI on software companies?
PIN's portfolio is diversified by sector, but you're right that information technology is the largest, making up about a third of PIN's sector exposure. We acknowledge the concerns about the potential impact of AI on software companies. Undoubtedly, there will be winners and losers. But I think it's important to point out that PIN is backing sector specialist managers. So AI is not a new topic for them. They've been thinking about the risks and opportunities that it poses to their portfolio companies for some time. So I'd encourage your viewers to take a look at PIN's annual report where we've discussed this in a bit more detail. But at a high level, the majority of PIN's software exposure is in companies that are at the lower risk end of the spectrum, as they hold proprietary data that cannot be accessed by external AI tools, or they're providing services where data accuracy is paramount. It's worth noting that the next two largest sectors in PIN's portfolio are healthcare and consumer. Here, we are backing resilient companies that are responding to long-term trends, such as aging populations and the need for higher quality healthcare provision, or companies providing goods and services that are still in demand, even in a downturn.
Looking ahead, what are your priorities and outlook for the coming months?
The ongoing macroeconomic and geopolitical challenges that have characterized the last few years have continued into 2026, and private equity isn't immune to this. The industry has experienced one of the most significant macro resets in decades, and our private equity managers must be flexible, adaptable, ready to react to situations that they can't predict. We're backing managers who take a hands-on approach to managing their portfolio companies, and we're prioritizing sector specialists who are well networked, have proven buy and build capability, and repeatable operational value creation techniques. And we continue to believe that the fundamental drivers of private equity remain strong. They include the desire of companies to stay private for longer and public markets shrinking. As a result, certain sectors and sizes of companies are harder to access through public markets. PIN offers a solution. Our aim is to offer simple access to a global portfolio of high quality private companies to investors of all types and sizes. So it's been an active year, but we'll continue to look for ways in which to improve performance and shareholder outcomes.
Charlotte, I hope you'll continue to keep us updated with your progress. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks for having me.
That's Charlotte Morris, partner at Pantheon and lead manager of Pantheon International, or PIN.